What if the place you were told to trust was built on control, punishment, and silence? Because the truth behind our schools was never meant to be taught. In ancient Sparta, schools weren't about reading. They were military camps, training boys to obey or suffer the consequences. Meals were rationed, voices silenced. Disobedience met with brutal lessons meant to erase fear by replacing it with something worse. In the Middle Ages, school was a privilege, but also a prison. Teachers used iron rods and leather straps. Silence wasn't encouraged, it was enforced. Some lessons lasted 12 hours, with students tied to benches so they wouldn't wander. 19th century Britain. Charity schools promised education for the poor, but they were often workhouses in disguise. Children were taught to read between hours of factory labor. Their diploma, obedience, and exhaustion. In native boarding schools across North America, thousands of children were taken from their homes. They were forced to cut their hair, change their names, and forget their language. They didn't just lose culture, they lost identity. In Imperial Japan, education was a tool of loyalty. Children chanted oaths to the emperor every morning. Curriculum focused on one thing: producing citizens who would never question, only obey. The Victorian classroom was no escape either. Students sat in silence, writing on slates. One wrong answer, the dunce cap, and hours standing on a stool as others watched. Public humiliation was part of the curriculum. In East Germany during the Cold War, schools became surveillance centers. Teachers were required to report students, and even their families, to the state. Trust no one. Speak only what they want to hear, or be watched forever. Even in the United States, schools weren't always safe. From corporal punishment to forced sterilizations for unfit students in the early 1900s. Some policies weren't just wrong, they were horrifying. If schools were built to shape minds, who decided what shape they should take?